All right, welcome back to Midwest Frogger. This is going to be the start of part two of my latest Dart Frog Vivarium build. As you can see, the foam, from where we left off, I foamed up this big wood piece here, as well as added a round to it as well, and secured that with some foam on the edges there, get it nice and secure. And is not going anywhere anytime soon, which is what we want. Okay, so next shot we're going to have here, I'm going to lay this on its side, and we're going to do something on this wall here. This is going to be the side that there's going to be another vivarium on this side here. So ideally, I'd like to have it pretty well covered so they can't really see into the next vivarium. I do have some black contact paper that I could add if there are any significant gaps, whatnot. And that's just basically to avoid stressing out the frogs, seeing into the other tank, seeing other frogs hopping around, seeing when they get fed, all that jazz. So, but like I said, the plan is to cover that up as much as possible with foam and cork and other wood I got laying around. So next shot will be on our side, probably with the foam and wood already in place. All right, here we go. Got some cork laid and foamed it in. Liking the way it's looking. Again, this is laid down on its side. And real quick, just showing you. So this was sprayed in 2 days ago, 2.5 days ago or so. And while the outside is firmed up, as you can see, a couple inch in, it's still wet, still curing. That's why you want to wait a while before you carve. Otherwise you'll be carving into a big old mess. So, take a look on the side here. Went ahead and made a little ledge there. So when that expands, that'll just be another area frogs can go and perch from, call from, lay claim to their new home. So this will expand, double in size overnight. And once that's done, I'll flip it back upright, reassess what everything's looking like, decide if I want to do anything more, or stop for there and get to carving. All right, here we go. A couple days later, we got it set back upright. As you can see, it's all hardened up now. Really liking the way it's turning out so far. Really liking that ledge there. Cork around. Pretty cool. Do a top-down view here. And all the foam you're looking at right now, I would say is about 1 can's worth of the Great Stuff foam. So, if you're, and again, this is a 18 by 18 by 24 inch tall Exoterra. So if you're, looking at a similar build or 18-inch cube, I'd say 2 cans, depending on how crazy you want to get. If you, do 2 sides or especially 3 sides, 2 cans is going to be the minimum amount you're going to want to have ready to go. I'll probably be touching up a little bit more. I have a second can ready to go for when I do that. Speaking of foam, I highly recommend going online and grabbing some spare straw applicators. Reason being, if you're like me and you do one side at a time, there's a day or two lapse in between, your straws are going to end up looking like this. While you can reuse these, as I have in the past, by picking out the foam and digging at it for a while. They can be reused once you get enough, gaps in the straw. It's just a pain in the butt to do all of that. So I went ahead and picked up some extra ones so I don't have to fight with it so much. Also, I missed a spot when I was on its side. If you can see that there, between that cork and the glass. So I'm going to have to go back and hit that again with some foam because we don't want any gaps where a frog can potentially get back in there and make its way up and potentially trap itself, which they've been known to do if there are any significant gaps. So definitely when you're done foaming, you want to double, triple check all of your pieces and make sure there's no significant gaps for a frog to squeeze behind. If there is, just hit it again with foam or stuff it with spag moss. That also does the trick. And, you know, that's probably okay because it doesn't really lead down in behind it. But I kind of want it a little bit more leveled off. So while I'm hitting the other one, I'll go ahead and spray some more foam in there, level it out a little bit. Next, once I touch that up, I will then get to carving to where it's no longer shiny, make some nooks and crannies, and then dry lock that. I'll make a video of when I do the dry locking to show you what those steps look like. And then once that's dry lock's done, then I'll get to going on the levels here as far as the drainage layer, substrate, and leaf litter go. My supplies for that did arrive, thankfully. I get most of my stuff from Josh's Frogs. They've been good to me. Haven't had any issues with them whatsoever. So my drainage layer, I like to use the Hydrotone, which is essentially just clay pebbles. I just use one bag. Like I said, I hand mist, so I don't really have a accumulation of water. So it's one bag is plenty. It'll end up being like an inch or so. I got 2 bags of the ABG. It's got charcoal, milled up spag moss, and some other goodies. And then on top of that, we got oak leaf. I like the looks of it. You can use other types. I'm partial to the oak leaf, so that's what I go with. Also, when you're adding this in, you're going to have your drainage layer. So for me, the clay pebbles, and then you'll have a mesh screen on top of that, and then you have your substrate. And the screen is to prevent the substrate from falling down into the drainage layer, getting all wet and mucky. And then you have your leaf litter, a nice healthy helping of leaf litter. The frogs and microfauna very much appreciate the leaf litter. All right, so that concludes part 2. Let's get to going on part 3. I'm going to start carving this guy up once I spray in those gaps, and then yeah, stay tuned for part 3.